Hi friends, I'm Likhitha H. Welcome to Code to Create channel. In this video, I'm going to say the second part of word game. So let's begin. So I'm going to create a new file called as word.html, and I'm also going to create a new file called as word. Okay, I'm going to name this as word underscore game dot. This is going to be the JS. And this one I'm gonna rename it as word underscore game dot html. So these are the two files that should be created. So first of all, we should call the syntax. So rather than writing it again and again, I'm just gonna come here and paste it. The HTML head is gonna be the same. And here I'm gonna set the title as guess the word guess the word game. Let me just make all of them capital. The starting letters of them is capital. Yes. And here what we have to do is you're gonna link up the word game, and this is the end of head. That is, we have to link we have to link the word game.js. And after that, let me just delete up till the end of body. The body is needed. I'm gonna delete till the end of the body. Inside the body, I'm gonna create h4, and this h4's ID I'm gonna keep it as let's just keep it as player1 underscore name. I'm gonna come out, and after the end of this I'm gonna create a span, and I'm setting its ID as player1 underscore score. The span is for the score. And this is the end of span. Let me just copy the h4 again, and this time it's going to be for the player2, and I'm gonna copy the span. Let me just copy this too. I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna paste this. So this is the h4 span, h4 and span for the player1 name, player2 score, and player2 name and player2 score. Okay, here player2 score I have to put. And after this I'm gonna create a division, and I'm gonna set its class to container. This is the end of division. I'm gonna close up the tag so we don't forget. And then I'm gonna create h2. I am going to inside this division, let's just put a center up, and inside the center I'm gonna say h2. Okay, so the title is already there, so there's no use of putting the title. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a tag symbol. I'm gonna say h3 id is equal to player underscore question. This is going to be the end of h3, and I'm gonna copy up the same stuff, and I'm going to set the same for player answer. And inside this center I'm going to create another division. This is going to be the small, and I'm going to name this ID as output. I'm going to set the ID of it as output, and then I'm going to set the class for it as large 6. And this is going to be the end of division. This is just a small one. And I'm going to create a BR, that's for a break for a line. BR, So 2 BRs are enough, and then I'm going to set the label. I'm going to create a label saying send your word. And I'm going to get the B tag. I'm gonna style this to color of Let's just set it to red or orange also would be good. Close this. And inside, okay. Okay, so this is going to be the end of B. What I'm going to do, Control X. I'm going to create a B. And this, yes. So what I'm going to do is do this, yeah. And inside this B, I'm going to give the style of it. Close this. This 2 because we have to set the text. And here I'm going to say try putting the word which has 5 or more alphabets. Yeah, what is the error? There's a error. Yeah, semicolon expected. Okay, so let's just put a semicolon. Okay. I don't think so we have to do this. Okay. There's a semicolon needed still. Why is that? This is going to be the end of. Here is going to be the end of B. Okay, I guess there's some mistake. Okay, let me just delete up the whole line and write it again. I'm gonna come down and that's going to be a label. And I'm gonna say send your word, yeah. And after this I'm gonna create P, yeah, and I'll end it up here itself. And inside this I'm gonna put the style, color, red. Okay, there's no errors now. And that's the end of B and label. And after this I have to put an input box. I'll tell you why. Type is equal to text. This is going to be of text type. That's only like you can only write text. And ID is word. I'm going to say this as word. And then class is equal to form control. And there should be a hint over here saying what you should enter. So I'm going to say placeholder is equal to word. And this is the end of input. And after this I'm going to give a break for a line. Break. And then I'm going to create a button. And on click, here there should be a function for on click. So I'm going to name that function as send. So I'll just create it when we go to the the JS form, the JS file. And this one is going to be a form control. Okay, I'm sorry. Here we have to create a class. So the class is button success, and the style of it is width of 50%. Yeah, here it is. 50%, and I'm gonna close this, and the text I'm gonna put for the button is send. And that's the end of center. That's the end of division. And after the division you have to link the game, this word underscore game.js. You'll have to link this word underscore game.js because here it have to work over here. That's why. I mean, it have to work inside even the body. Sorry. It should even work for here for the function. So I'm gonna just connect it. I mean, like, I'm gonna link this word game. Yes. Yeah. So okay, declaration statement expected, expression expected. Okay, so there should be a end of script. Yeah. So now let's move to the word game.js. So before that, let me just check the link if I have linked it properly, because once after we do that, because it have to work, right? We have to link it. It's done in the JS, login JS. Yeah, here what I did, game page.html, that is. Okay, that's going to be word underscore game. Word underscore game. This is just a small correction from the part 1. And yeah, let's move to the word game.js. First of all, I have to get the player 1 name, and I have to get the player 1 name and player 2 name. So I'm gonna say player 1 underscore name is equal to, it's in the local storage because in the login page we have stored it in the local storage. And then get item, putting a bracket, and then inside this I'm gonna say player 1 underscore name. And I'm gonna end this up. I'm gonna do the same for player 2 name. So rather than doing this, I'm just gonna copy Control A, Control C. Yeah, I'm gonna come here, Control V. And here it's gonna be player 2, and I'm gonna come down. And after getting the player 1 name and player 2 name, we have to get the scores. First we have to initialize the score. That's the way there's a variable like this. That's what we do in the HTML and JS. So I'm gonna say player 1 score is equal to 0. That's the end. Player 2 underscore score is equal to 0. I'm gonna set this to 0, and that's the end. And then I'm going to come down and say document dot get element by ID, and here we're going to get the player 1 name because we have to display whose turn it is. So I'm going to say player 1 underscore name. I'm going to come out and dot, and then I'm going to say dot inner HTML. Dot inner HTML is equal to player 1 name plus, so here we're going to display the player 1's name. That's the end. I'm going to copy the same thing, this line. I'm going to copy up this line, come down and paste it. So here we need almost like 6 times, so I'm going to paste. I'm gonna do the copy paste, come down, yeah, and paste it. Here it's going to be player 2, yeah, and here we're gonna display the score. So I'm gonna say player 1's score is, here we're gonna display the player 1's score. Score, come down, the same score, and here it's going to be here it's going to be player 2 underscore score it is, and player 2 over here. And after displaying the score, you have to display whose turn it is, like which question turn it is. And so I'm gonna do one thing. I'm just gonna delete this too. And here I'm gonna put double quotes and say question turn is, and I'm gonna add saying it's player 1 name. We're gonna display the player 1's name here. And then answer turn, it's going to be of the player 2 name. Yes, that's the end. And after this we have to create the function send. I hope you guys remember we have put the function send when you click on the button. The button is only for sending. We have to give the text. For that, I'm named the function as send. And here I'm gonna say get word is equal to document dot get element by ID. And here we're gonna get element of a word, that is, we have set the word, right? We are asking for them to set the word. This is going to be the value of it. Value and not the node value. Just going to be value. I'm gonna okay, and then I'm gonna come down and say word is equal to get word dot to lower. So this line is not too important. Dot to lower word is equal to get word dot to lower. This is going to be to lower case. Sorry. It's going to be to lower case. And then here we are just going to convert the question, the word that we gave, we're going to convert it to lowercase. And then I'm going to say console.log. I'm going to display the word. Here we have done console.log because we have to display the word on the screen. So I'm going to say word in lowercase is equal to word in lower, and then we're gonna come out and add word. We're gonna display the word. That's the end of this line. And then I'm gonna get character 1 is equal to word dot character at 1. This is going to be a function. This is just a function in Python. And then I'm going to say console.log character at. So this character at 1 is used because we have to specify, like we have to get the this character at 1 is used because we have to get the index at 1 in the sense you're going to get the first index. So that's what it means. And then I'm going to say length divided by divide to score 2. This is just like a variable, do not worry, is equal to. Here we're going to get the math. We're going to get the math because we can't just like randomly display the words over here. You have to convert it into index. Each index we have to display it randomly. That's a huge process. So what I did was like math.floor, this import kind, and then word dot length word dot length divided by 2. This is going to be LENGTH. Yeah, there's going to be word This is going to be word dot length divided by 2, because whatever the word is there, that one is going to be dividing the, here we're going to specially get the index like that. The length divided by 2, whatever the length is, the division of 2 is going to display like, I'll just show you guys will understand. And then character at 2. So what I'm going to do is copy up this line, paste it. This is going to be character 2, character 2, and character 2. So I'm going to copy up this division line and I'm going to paste divided by 2. No, I'm going to say length underscore minus floor length minus 1. I'm going to do, that's all the difference. And I'm gonna get the character 3, character 3, character 3, and I'm gonna display the character 3. That's the end. Okay, I forgot to end it. That's the end. That is going to be the end. And after this we're gonna remove the character. So I'm gonna say remove underscore character 1, character 1, character at 1 is equal to word dot replace character 1, and we're gonna replace it with a line. So that's why we're gonna fill it, right? And then remove character 2. I'm gonna copy the same because we're gonna remove the character 2 also. 3, we're gonna remove so many. And here instead of word, I'm gonna say remove character 1. And this one is going to be 2, this one is going to be 3, character 2, character 3, and here is going to be remove character 2. After this we have to display it on the screen, so I'm going to say console.log. Here I'm going to say remove character 3. I'm going to say remove character 3 because, okay, sorry, we have to not put this, remove character. I'm gonna put remove character 3 because character 3 is connected to character 2, you can see here, and character 2 is connected to character 1, you can see here. So indirectly it means we are connecting all. And after this we're gonna get the input box. So let me get that. I'm gonna say input underscore box. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say input underscore box is equal to BR, that's a break, and it's the end of it. I mean, sorry, we have 2 BRs, we don't need the end. Closing tag, okay. Okay, a starting tag of button. So after this what we're going to do is we have to get a input box and a button. So we know how to get an input box and a button, so I'm going to copy that too. That's right here. So after that what we did was we just got the element of output and we got the element of word. So I'm going to copy them to the input till the get element, and then I'm gonna come to my file where I'm continuing writing. I'm gonna come down here and paste this. Yeah, we got an input box saying the input box, it's going to be answer. We're gonna give a break for the input box and saying answer, and then we have set the input type to text, the ID as checkbox, the ID as input checkbox. And then that's going to be the check button. We have created a check button here in the JS because we haven't connected the HTML to JS. And then I'm gonna get element of output. I told you guys the output and the word. It's there in the HTML itself. So let me cancel this and show you guys. You can see here that's the division output. And the word, it's here. The input is word. Input value is word. So that's what we got, input dot value, and then inner HTML is equal to row. The output's HTML is, we have to display it in a row. And after this, we have to create an other function. That's going to be the function check. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to create another function called check. Okay, yeah, I've created the function check. Okay, so we forgot one thing, that we have to set the question, the question turn to player 1, answer turn to player 2. So I'm going to say question underscore turn is equal to player 2. It's going to be for player 1. I'm gonna end this and I'm gonna set the answer turn to player. So inside this we have a few if conditions. So rather than writing all of them, I'm just gonna copy that too. I'm gonna copy that function check. And I'm going to file, open, recent, word game. Yeah, so I've created a function check here, and we have created a variable called get answer, and we're gonna get the value of the input checkbox. Here you can see we have created an input box. We're gonna get the value of it, and then answer is equal to get answer dot to lowercase. As we have set the word over here, you can see we have set it to lowercase. The answer should be lowercase to check it. And then we are gonna console.log, we're gonna display it on the screen. And after that we have created an if condition saying if this answer is equal to word. That means if both matches, then we're gonna move forward. And inside that if condition we have another if condition saying if answer turn is player 1's, if the player 1 is going to answer, then player 1 underscore score is equal to whatever the score plus 1. And then we're gonna display this player 1 score here. And instead of if it's turn, the answer turn is of player 2's, then player 2 score is equal to plus 1, and then we're gonna display the player 2 score. And after that if condition, we have created another if condition saying question turn, if question turn is equal to player 1, because we have already given the score, if question turn is equal to player 1, we're gonna set the question turn to player 2, and we are gonna display that the question turn is of player 2's. Or else we're gonna set the question turn to player 1, and we're gonna display that the question turn is of player 1's. And we have another if condition here saying if answer turn is equal to player 1, this is for the answer turn. We're gonna display the answer turn over here. If it's player 1's, then we're gonna set it to player 2. If it's player 2, we're gonna set it to player 1, and then we're gonna display the output, and then we're gonna just get the element. And then we have just told that player 1 name is equal to this and player 2 name is this. We haven't got the value inside them. So now let me just go to my Word HTML. Let me just go to my login HTML, and inside this I'm gonna open the live server. So you can see the login pages over here, the player 1 name, player 2 name. So we have to give the player 1 name, and this is going to be of player 2 name. And I'm gonna log in, and you can, okay, it's undefined. The question turn, answer turn, we haven't defined it. So there's just some mistake. So yeah, we forgot to call the question word. So let's do that too. Let's do that. Here we have used the question word, but we have forgot to ask. We forgot to write the question word. So let's just do that. So we're gonna say question. So we're gonna say question word is equal to. You're gonna put a single quote or double quote. I prefer double quotes, and then 4. I'm gonna put a double quote. In that, I'm gonna put a H1 tag. I'm gonna put a double quote. Single quote is fine, but I prefer double quotes. And inside this, I'm gonna put a H4 tag, and I'm gonna set its ID to, let's say, word display. And I'm gonna close this up. I'm gonna close this tag. Just this much. And then I write down a Q. This is the syntax for, when you write a question, you're going to say this is going to be a question. And what are you supposed to do? That's what it means. I'm going to add, remove character 3 plus the end of H4. And that's the end. So let's now run it and check. It's going to work fine, including the send function. Okay, question turn is null. There's some error then. Let's go to our JS. Let's go to our JS and let's check out the values over here. Value. Everything is small v. This matters too. There should be a small v. Local storage. Let's get to the login HTML and run from there. I'm gonna say player 1 name and player 2 name. You can click login. It's showing undefined. Okay, let's do one thing. Cancel this up and open it again. I'm gonna give the same name. It's showing undefined. Okay. So what's the mistake over here? So here the name part is not working. That's in the login HTML. Let's go to the login JS and yeah, so you can see here the value v should be in the lowercase. So let's set it to lowercase and now let's run it. Here open and I'm gonna give names. Login. So yeah, so that was the error and now let me just enter up the word. Yeah, so you can see here the blanks are over here. The like the alert kind of thing, like try putting which has 5 or more alphabets. And the answer over here you can write the full name. The check button is right here. The check button we have set, what we did was I just did a bit of change. That is in the word JS. I've told, okay, in the check word underscore game.js, here in the check function and the if condition, when we tell this answer is equal to right, we're going to print your answer is right. So what I did was I just told like print. So the print is used like this in the web development. So when you put a print, whichever it's connected to the printer, you can just print it out and the printer is going to work like displaying this up saying your answer is right. So that's what it says. If you don't want that, you can just delete up this line. This is the line that I've added extra. So I'm just gonna delete this up. And now let me rerun this guy. Let me rerun. Yeah, and now let me enter the word. Let me enter the right word. You can see it's not showing the print and it has updated the points. So yeah, now we know how to make a multiplayer word game. That's great. Thank you friends. Please do like, share, subscribe and comment below. Bye bye.